In this video, we're going to take a look at a series of different learning management systems and explore some of the back-end system administration functionality and take a deeper look at some of the analytics and reporting capability. So the systems you're going to see are ones that have access to demonstrate some of these features. It's important to note that there's a difference between a learning management system and a tool like Authorware, such as Captivate or Articulate or any of those authoring programs that you learned about in the 300 course for e-learning is different than what a learning management system is. A learning management system essentially takes the output of those tools and delivers it to a learner so it can actually be put up on a web, and it actually has some tracking functionality that comes with that as well. So I figured the best place to start for this video would be our very own edX. And the platform you're looking at here is one that I've got some access to because of my role that is within this system of being an instructor. So just kind of want to show you some of the basic functions that are here, and edX is one that does have a little less functionality than some of the features we've talked about in this module, but again, it's got some great ones as well. So from the back end side, you'll notice my screen looks different than what you've been seeing as a student, more specifically because of my role as an instructor / administrator within this program. So if we want to take a look at, say, the 400 level course here with the design data mining, I want to show you a couple different elements here, and it's important to note that how this begins is based on the studio functionality. So that's how you log in and you view it. Now each system is going to be a little bit different, but looking specifically at the tabs that I have here from the admin side, I can click on the instructor and you'll see a whole different course of options here. Looking at cohorts, individuals that are actually in the class, I have the ability to look at data, and this is specifically I have the ability to run reports of who's making what posts, when they come in and out of the course. Kind of a holistic snapshot that basically says who's participating, what level are they participating at, and what they're actually doing in the course as well. You have the ability to divide members into cohorts, for example, audit, verified. Again, from a learning deployment tracking perspective, this is a great way to determine if your verified users are indeed being more established in the course, if they're engaged more, if they're doing more than the audit learners based on their accelerated verification process. That's one way of doing it. If you look at the analytics portion of this system, you'll notice here that there is some additional information on the edX Insights that's there. But what's really neat about this too is that you have this ability to do this mass communication if you want to. So if I wanted to do an email, you can see who I would send this to based into learners, audit, verified learners, lots of different functionalities that's there. But what's going to be most important here, of course, would be the student administration. If I wanted to see specifically which student is posting the most, I could do that. It's a real quick way to get snapshot learning as opposed to searching through 8 weeks of a course and looking at what that individual's doing and sorting through thousands and thousands of posts. So this is kind of a scaled down version of a learning management system, but I thought it'd be worth a brief look at it and showing you some of the back-end sides that are here. Really, most of your information would come out of the analytics portion, and it would also come out of the data download and the reports that are here. You can see that they're able to be generated. These are canned reports. They're not open source reports, as I was alluded to in the overview. But again, there's still more than enough data here to figure out who's doing what, how well they're progressing, if anyone's running behind, the quality of the information that's there. It gives you a jump start in organization and what your thoughts are for that. For this portion of the video, I want to demonstrate more of a higher education traditional learning management system that has some of the information I had shared with you in the edX portion of this video, but also want to kind of show you some methodology that you can use that's right at your disposal for tracking student progress and what's there. The reason you're seeing a shortened version of the screen here is based on proprietary information, so I just wanted to make sure that you're always aware about of if you're ever recording video or anything that's showing student progress, learner rights, or anything that's there. So make sure you're always cognizant of that and that you don't share information that's not supposed to be. But anyway, this is a gradebook function in a system called Moodle Rooms. And Moodle Rooms is another common open source learning management system that's used by many colleges and universities and other functions there. So some of the things I just want to show you, it's a basic snapshot view of what's going on with some of the elements that can be done here. You can see I have a wide range of variety of assignments in here. And some of the obvious callouts here that you want to look for, you can start seeing some patterns here. No submission of a quiz here. Other elements here that we're missing some here. So you're starting to take a look at where you can start reaching out and doing preventative outreach for students that may not be completing all their assignments in time. So again, if you start to see a habit of either no participation or you see additional information related to very low participation and student success that's here, you can see where it's at if you're coming across. And this is in addition to some of the basic reporting functions that you can run in these types of systems when it talks about participation and grading and access and so forth. So a real good snapshot of you just looking from holistically on how your learners are doing and ways you can reach out to them and say, are you getting the material? Are you having issues accessing the system? Or simply, are there things that I can help you with in addition to this? It's real important that your role as the learner using this analytics and this tracking capability, that you're preventative in helping those students. You got to remember, in an online world, life happens, things come up. People easily forget about their commitment when it comes to their assignments, or they simply fall behind based on other commitments. So there's a lot of different things to consider. But using the grade functionality of a learning management system gives you some immediate feedback by even doing something as simple as a 30-second glance. So you can start to identify gaps either in low performance or very challenging efforts based on submissions of results that are there. And I call you out to look at specifically things that are auto-graded, quizzes, anything that you actually don't touch directly and provide feedback on. So just a quick snapshot there of what the grading feature and some technique you can use there with data-driven analytics in the form of Moodle Rooms. In this last section of the video, I wanted to move off the system demonstration and show you more of a report that systems are capable of. So if you remember reading the section on customized reports and reporting exports, this is an example of what gets sent to me in my current role. I am a learning management system administrator in my professional roles and responsibilities, and I get a report like this that's sent to me every morning. And what's great about this is that it's a holistic, so there's all kinds of different reports you can run, but this reason I chose this report is I wanted to show you some of the functions that are here. So if I bring your attention to what you see across, you've got learner name, business unit, there's even costs that are associated with it. Then as you move more to the right, it starts to demonstrate more information related to certification, which would be course name, things that are assigned, when things are due. So if you bring these out, you'll see the numbers that are accelerated there. So really, from a reporting aspect, there's lots of information that you can extract from here. So if you get this from a daily feed, some of the techniques you can look at and consider for learning analytics and applying some suggestives for making improvements on learners, you can look at stuff that has been completed, stuff that's currently due or overdue. You can look at learner progression. You can look at what's been assigned. So again, if you're looking at data-driven models from what a learning management system can do, and you look at the holistic reporting functions that most of them are out there, there's really anything you can do that's out there. And what's great about this is the sorting reports like this you can put into a pivot table, or you can do any other kind of quick metrics there that specifically will get you to the right area. Most learning management systems have 10 to 20 canned reports that they're going to use. You should be able to draw from those, but if you can't, and I always shoot for the holistic report that you're seeing here, and then put it in a pivot table and put in your X and Y's of what you're trying to do. If you're unfamiliar with pivot tables, conduct a search on YouTube or another video solution, and they'll show you how to do pivot tables and the value of them. It's a great tool. It really provides additional analytics that are there. in case you do not have the canned report that your learning management system is capable of. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this in-depth look at the LMSs and what kind of reporting can come from them as it applies to data-driven learner models.